right, welcome back, folks. We're going to wrap up this episode here by taking a look back. If you listen to the Fan Levitard show, we opened some 1990s cards. We didn't know all the players there. We got a couple good ones, though. Cap Boso and Luis Cristobal. That was a lucky find if you think about the show connection there. Randall Cunningham. Well, I went out, folks, and I got a complete set, 64 cards, not going to open all 64 here, of the 1979 to 1986 Hartford Jai Alai players. Have you heard of these guys, Bryan?
I've heard of most of them, but do me a favor and refresh my memory as you rattle these names off. And listen, I don't want to say something, but I'm going to say something. As of 3 months ago, there's a amateur highlight court about 15 minutes from me.
Wow.
Might be time to get some man in the street work done. Who knows?
I know, on the YouTube exclusive.
Listen, these people, you ever look up like a place on Google and on one area you see like what you're looking for, and then like on the next picture it shows like a forest. So you're like, is it currently the forest or did it used to be the forest? So I'll dig deeper into this, and if I can go out there and maybe do some interviews, because if the person runs it, you got to assume they might be tied to some of these players you're about to shout out right here. Huh.
All right, Bryan. So yeah, we'll go with just 4. Keep it quick. We have Jesus.
Jesus. Oh, I know him. He used to live on Park Street.
Jesus.
No, Jesus.
People didn't know back in the day. Pelota goes, or highlight goes back a long way, friends. Jesus, and man, you guys, the names of these highlight players are tough for me. Jesus.
I'll translate them.
El Barbarita. Barrieta. I'm terrible. Bad at it. 5'7", 170. Spanish Basque, which is again where the game originates. He played in Denia, Orlando, Daytona, and let's see, wins, 88 wins, 73 places, 85 shows. Payoff percentage,
solid.
37%. 662 games played. Now, an important thing to note here, folks, these guys, they're not playing the battle court way. This highlight was originally a pari-mutuel game, which means 8 players or 7 players, I think it was. They play against each other in order. So one player serves to another player. Whoever wins that point stays on. That player goes off to the back of the rotation. Next player goes on, right? And then they keep going adding. Once they go through the whole entire 7 or 8 people that are playing, points increase to 2 points. And I think you had to get to like 9 or 11 to win.
What year is these cards?
This is a 1983.
So I'm assuming the cards, the pack runs a gamut, like what, 81 to 87?
Yeah, so I've got some that have like 81 and 82. I've got like 79 and 80, 85 and 86.
Okay,
and
cool.
A mix in there. So there's a lot of different ways that you could bet on highlight. Some of you may be wondering, I hear a lot of nefarious as things fall as I'm getting things out. I heard a lot of nefarious things went around highlight. Well, you're correct, folks. Whitey Bulger was connected to the game. If you've seen the movie Black Mass, some of the people that got involved in highlight, it did not end well for them. So there's a couple different ways you could bet on.
They used to bring some people onto the court, tie them to the wall, and if you could survive a couple serves, then you were good to walk away. Let's just say not everyone survived. I'm not saying anything. I don't know anything. I don't know anything what happened. I'm just saying I've heard things.
Yes. So actually they played to 7 points here. And it was 8 players playing to 7 points. and you could place bets for players to win. If you're placing a bet for players to win, I think that player is going to win. And then there was, I think place was placed in the top two. So if that player gets it first or second, you win money, or you could bet for them to show which top three. If the player wins first, second, or third, then you would win. Then there's on top of that betting other ways where this is why you can see you could bet a trifecta, quinella, and a perfecta, I think are the three other ways you could bet.
I actually got some Berenson's Hartford Jai Alai betting tips here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
They state that there are 3 ways to bet. You have to verbally announce to the clerk dollar amount, type of bet, and your numbers. Then you can bet with the slip, or 2 bets may be placed on each slip. Use a pencil, blue or black pen, or a felt tip to fill in your selection. Give any clerk your completed slip, and then things go about the way they go. As you bet, your total amount is displayed on the terminal. They had these old terminals. Remember, like how old bowling lanes used to look? That old technology that looked like MS-DOS type shit. Yeah, that was there. There was also a screen-activated machine known as SAM, right? And that was your way of kind of getting your fix of virtual poker, where you would get a voucher out and you can da-da-da. They kind of did that, but with SAM, the screen-activated machine. Yeah. Place wages early. Don't be shut out. Place bets in a loud and clear voice. Have your selections and money ready by the time you approach the window. Check tickets and change before leaving window. No adjustments will be made after patrons leave the window. Wow.
So where the real money was to be made, Bryan, was in these quinellas, trifectas, and the perfectas, right? I have here from the New York Times, the opening day, they had some specials running where you could bet a $2 quinella, a $3 perfecta, and a $3 trifecta. The payoffs, you'd get $37.40 on the quinella, $100 on the perfecta, and $2,372 on the trifecta. So you're putting down $3, you're getting 2,000 back.
So
but it's because of
this is no continue.
It's because of how unlikely it is. The trifecta, you have to put players in order, saying these players will finish. I believe it says on a 5-8 trifecta, which I'm thinking for the opening day, if you correctly predicted who would finish 5 through 8, you would get that payout. So you can imagine if you're able to fix who finishes 5 through 8 and place a bet on that, the amount of money that you are taking away on that, that's a tremendous return.
This is effectively horse racing,
Mm-hmm.
where you gotta line it up. You're not getting anything if you throwing $5 on a single horse. Yeah, no. How profitable do you think? And this is me asking a question while knowing the answer. How profitable do you think Hartford Jai Alai was when it came to wagers, amount paid, and winnings doled out?
I'm going to guess, Bryan, 50,000, 50K.
Give me a year between 76 and 96.
We're talking whole years.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just picking one night
sorry.
here.
I'm
whole
sorry.
year, like then we're talking in the millions. I'm going to say 2 million.
Give me a year. Give me a year, because it fluctuates.
Let's go 1980.
1980. Let me give you a rundown. 1980. There was a total of 224 performances. 37 were matinee. 187 were evening/twilight. An attendance of 845,000 over the span of a year. So,
wow.
Do the math, whatever 224 divided by that is, or you know what I mean, backwards. The amount of wagers paid in the year of 1980, they kind of stagger like the NBA. So from June to November is one part of the year, and then of June to November of 79 is one part of the year, and then April to May of you got it. $66 million was weighed
Wow.
in 1980 with a winnings of 54,209,000. That's a lot of money, Nate. It's
And
a lot of money.
you know who they might be seeing at those games? They might be seeing a little bit of Del Rio.
Del Rio.
Jesus Del Rio, weighing 5'7", 155. Do you want to know what he does in his spare time, Brian?
What's that?
Reading, a little hiking, listening to music.
Simple man.
Yep. You
Simple
know who
man.
else they might see? Uh New Arby.
Nuarbe. Narbe. Nuarbe.
Nuarbe. I've
What year
got
is that card?
that's it. This is in 1983, Brian. You know what he liked to do in his spare time? 5'10", 190.
Dance.
We got a little watching sports, fishing, and playing soccer. 89 wins, 86 places, 91 shows, payoff percentage 0.34.
$80 million in wagers that year.
Wow. And last one here for today's episode before we bless the fastest sport in the world. Juan four.
Juan four. I don't think that's his.
Juan the fourth.
It's Juan Eve.
Juan Areola. Spanish Basque, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. Juan, 1,000 games played, 122 wins, 121 places, 126 shows, payoff percentage 0.348.
What year he play? For that card.
83.
Oh, okay. So we already got those numbers. Hey, listen, maybe it's a sign that we're here to God bless Highlight and bless Highlight with us, and Highlight blesses us because the most winningest year of Hartford Highlight was in 1987 when we were brought to this planet,
Wow.
and they pulled in $90 million. 90 million
It's a
in
sign.
1987.
Impressive numbers. And we're bringing it back, people. We're growing the game.
Yeah, yeah, and I think we're gonna start. I think we're gonna start here.
That's what we're here for, folks. This has been another episode of God Bless Highlight. God Bless Highlight and Go Clones. Am I right, Brian?
Go Clones! Oh wait, I said it wrong. Go Codes! Sorry. I was trying to look up what that would exasperate to. That's not the word I wanted to use. Inflation. There we go.
With inflation.
It would inflation. We're looking
102.
at 2 billion.
No, you didn't.
Oh wait,
That's
hold on.
not the correct.
I didn't
That
do the
is
mouth.
not the correct
I didn't do the.
inflation.
I didn't do the math right. I didn't do the math right. Sorry.
Wait, I don't think so. 90 million turns into 2 billion?
90 million in 1987 is now worth $235 million. Told you. I said it right.
We'll cut it up, edit that all correct, right?
God bless Highlight. God bless Highlight.